Yo, yo, yo. What's the YouTube, man? It's your boy, Mickal, aka Mr. Nappy Hair Boy, man. Today's video, man, we got the rise and fall of the Legion of Boom, man. The Seahawks. If you're new, man, please like, subscribe, share, man. Hit that sub button. We're almost to 490 subs. And thank you for 480 subs. I appreciate y'all for subbing, man. Keep comment down below what videos y'all want me to do, man. If y'all fuck with these type of videos, man, comment down below. If there's something wrong with like my audio, comment down below. I love the criticism and the hate just because I can use that as motivation to keep on going and to improve myself as a YouTuber or a content creator, whatever you guys want to call it. Let's go and get into it though.
And out among the rest. Before the LOB came to be, the Seattle defense, specifically their secondary, was actually one of the worst in the league. In 2008, they allowed the third most yards in the league with 6,048, the most passing yards with 4,149, and had the fourth least interceptions with 9. The team went 4-12 that year. The following season, the Seahawks allowed the seventh most total yards with 5,703, and the third most passing yards with 3,927. Seattle's record was 5-11, and they fired their head coach Jim Mora after just one season. The organization realized sweeping changes from top to bottom were necessary to turn things around. John Schneider became their general manager, and Pete Carroll was hired as head coach. Schneider and Carroll knew they had their work cut out for them, inheriting a team who had just gone 9-23 over the two previous seasons. With the 14th overall pick in the 2010 draft, the team drafted safety Earl Thomas from the University of Texas. In the 4th and 5th round of that same draft, the Seahawks took cornerback Walter Thurmond and safety Cam Chancellor. People didn't know it at the
Wait, Cam Chancellor? Oh, nah. They took Cam Chancellor like in the 5th, 6th round, whatever he said. It's crazy. And Cam Chancellor was that nigga for Cam Chancellor was
the time, but these picks laid the groundwork for building one of the most dominant defenses in the game's history. The Seattle defense improved slightly in 2010, as did the team's record. The Seahawks made the playoffs at 7-9, showing that what happened to the Washington football team this season is not unique to the crazy year that was 2020. However, unlike Washington, Seattle actually pulled off a wild-card upset with a 41-36 win over the Saints, thanks to Marshawn Lynch going beast mode. The Seahawks then lost 35-24 to the Bears in the divisional round. Allowing 71 points in 2 playoff games showed the defense still had a ways to go, and improving it should be a focus that offseason. The team's first move was signing former Canadian Football League cornerback Brandon Browner to a 3-year, $1.25 million contract, which ended up being pennies on the dollar compared to what Browner actually ended up being worth on the field and what his next contract was. This then underappreciated move was followed by more in the 2011 draft, as the Seahawks used late-round picks on defenders. Seattle took linebacker KJ Wright in the 4th round, cornerback Richard Sherman in the 5th, cornerback Byron Maxwell.
Oh, what? Sherman in the 5th? Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. See, the thing about the NFL, bro, is it doesn't matter like who somebody gets drafted by, because that can be the next superstar. Like, you never know, bro. It can be in the 6th round, 7th round. That's the one thing about the NFL, bro. The later rounds, if you draft good, that player can be up there. Just like how the Rams drafted Puka Nacua. Look what that nigga's doing. You know what I'm saying?
In the 6th, and linebacker Malcolm Smith in the 7th. Nobody in their right mind would have predicted that all 4 of those guys would play crucial roles in the years to come, with the 5th rounder becoming the heart and soul of the team. and the 7th rounder and eventual Super Bowl MVP. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. In a Week 8 matchup with the Bengals during the 2011 season, Sherman made his first career start due to an injury to Marcus Trufant. While Cincinnati cruised to a 34-12 victory, Sherman gave people a preview of what was to come in terms of his play and his behavior. A top pick from that same 2011 draft and labeled a star rookie, A.J. Green was held to only 4 catches for 63 yards that game. After the game in which he grabbed his first career interception, Sherman told reporters, "Green is probably one of the most overrated receivers out there. He wasn't anything special. Andy Dalton is a good quarterback. He makes good decisions, but A.J. Green is just a lot of noise talking and bad routes." Not many rookies, if any at all, would be that vocal after losing by 20-plus points in their first career start, but that's just the Richard Sherman we all came to know. Looking back, that defeat to the Bengals was actually the only time Seattle ever lost by more than 7 points with Sherman, Chancellor, and Thomas all in the starting lineup together.
That's crazy.
And I'm not talking about just that 2011 season. It includes all 81 regular season games the trio started as a unit. Although the Seahawks went 7-9 in 2011, their young defense showed signs of greatness as they were a top 10 ranked group.
Thing is, bro, they fucked up that team, though. Somebody fucked up that team, bro. That team with Wilson, Marshawn, Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, they should have kept the team for a little bit longer, bro. They broke it up, bro. They broke it up. That team could have at least won 2 to 3 Super Bowls. They should have beat the Patriots, but I don't know who the fuck called a pass play when you're fucking like a yard away. Nigga, give that shit to Marshawn. He's gonna bring that shit. Come on, like, bro, I don't know, bro.
And finished with the 4th most interceptions in the league with 22. They actually had more picks that season than they allowed touchdown passes, 18. In the 2012 draft, Seattle improved their D even more by taking linebacker Bruce Irvin with the 15th overall pick and linebacker Bobby Wagner in the 2nd round. It was also during that 2012 offseason that the Legion of Boom nickname was born, as a Twitter user suggested it, and it stuck. It fit perfectly with how the group played the game. A few years later, Cam Chancellor said, "We went with Legion of Boom, and it kind of fits the description of our unit. Our brotherhood of love, trust, honesty, respect." I think all those elements right there create the power in our group. It creates the talent, and it brings out the talent. It brings out everything in our group. With all the pieces finally in place, after nailing 3 consecutive drafts, it was time for the Seahawks to start winning games, and that's exactly what they did in 2012. Seattle went 11-5 in the regular season and defeated the Redskins 24-14 in the wild card, before falling to the Falcons 30-28 in the divisional round. The Seahawks knew they had something special going on with their defense, so they re-signed Chancellor to a 4-year, $28 million deal that offseason. The team got off to a blazing hot start in 2013, as they began the season with a 12-2 record. But prior to the team's Week 16 game, they faced some adversity, as cornerback Brandon Browner was indefinitely suspended for violating league PED rules. Missing a key piece of their secondary, Seattle split their final 2 regular season games to finish with a 13-3 record, winning their division for the first time since 2010, when they did it with a 7-9 record. The team's 2013 postseason proved to be a memorable one for numerous reasons. The deciding play of the NFC Championship game against the 49ers ended up being a defining moment for the LOB and Richard Sherman. It also led to one of the most well-known post-game interview moments in professional sports history. With the ball at the Seattle 18, trailing by 6 points with 30 seconds to go in the game, Colin Kaepernick targeted Michael Crabtree in the corner of the end zone, but Sherman leaped and knocked the ball away right into the hands of Malcolm Smith for the game-stealing interception. The 5th and 7th round picks from 2011 combined to make a play that sent Seattle to the Super Bowl. Following the 23-17 victory, Aaron Andrews interviewed Sherman on the field and asked him about the play. His response will be talked about for years to come, as Sherman yelled into the mic, "Well, I'm the best corner in the game. When you try me with a sorry receiver like Crabtree, that's the result you're going to get." Some viewed the moment as confidence, others saw it as arrogance. Either way, it demonstrated how the LOB viewed themselves as unstoppable, and that's exactly what they were in their next game in Super Bowl 48. The Seahawks held the league's top offense to just 8 points in a 43-8 clubbing of the Denver Broncos. Peyton Manning and his Denver offense had set single-season NFL records for passing yards and touchdowns during the regular season, and the Legion of Boom flexed their muscles as they absolutely shut them down on the game's biggest stage. During the 2014 offseason, Brandon Browner signed with the Patriots after having missed Seattle's Super Bowl run due to his suspension. But the Seahawks weren't worried. Walter Thurman started in his absence and played well during that stretch. They were also more focused on re-signing Earl Thomas, and got that done as the two parties agreed to a 4-year, $40 million deal. After going 12-4 in the 2014 regular season and winning the NFC West for a second consecutive year, Seattle had their eyes set on another ring and looked poised to get one. During a divisional round matchup with the Panthers, Cam Chancellor iced the game with a 90-yard pick six off Cam Newton. Yet another example of a member of the LOB rising to the occasion in the playoffs. Following a dramatic overtime comeback against the Packers in the NFC title game, the Seahawks were only one game away from going back-to-back. In one of the most memorable Super Bowls of all time, Seattle had second and goal from the New England 1-yard line with 26 seconds left, trailing by 4. As we all know, they chose not to hand off the ball to Marshawn Lynch, and Russell Wilson's pass was intercepted in the end.
That's what I mean. Bro, who called to pass it? Like, they could have had back-to-back Super Bowl rings. That ring, Tom Brady should not got a ring right here, bro. The Seahawks should have won this game. Hand this shit out to Marshawn. Who the fuck said to pass the ball in there? Then bro.
End zone by Malcolm Butler. The LOB could do nothing but watch in shock and dismay on the sidelines, as the opposing team's secondary was the one making the game-winning play this time around, as the Patriots won Super Bowl 49 by a score of 28-24. It wasn't evident then, but that moment was the beginning of the end for the LOB. Prior to the 2015 season beginning, Cam Chancellor held out in just the first year of his 4-year deal. Chancellor missed the team's first 2 games that year, and Seattle lost both of them. Upon his return in Week 3, the team went 10-4 the rest of the regular season, finishing with a 10-6 record, partially as a result of them having the league's best scoring defense. Their postseason run was much more short-lived that year, after the Panthers got revenge from the previous season with a 31-24 victory over the Seahawks in the divisional round. After going 10-5-1 in the regular season, the 2016 season ended in the same spot for Seattle with a 36-20 loss to the Falcons in the divisional round. They couldn't overcome Earl Thomas's absence as they lost him for the season due to a broken tibia in a Week 13 game. 2017 provided for more serious injuries to members of the LOB, as Richard Sherman ruptured his Achilles in a Week 10 contest, and Cam Chancellor was placed on the IR with a neck injury just over a week later. Seattle missed the playoffs for the first time since 2011 that year. The 2018 offseason was when the LOB officially broke up. Richard Sherman was released by the team and signed with the division rival 49ers. Cam Chancellor essentially retired from the game without officially retiring and never played another down of football. And Earl Thomas began a holdout and asked for a trade if he wasn't going to be paid more. While Thomas ended his holdout without receiving a new deal, he suffered a season-ending leg fracture in a Week 4 game against the Cardinals. As he was being taken out on a cart, Thomas flipped off the Seattle sideline. It was his final moment in a Seattle uniform as he signed with the Ravens
Okay, now, right here. He signed with my Ravens. We thought he was going to be good, but this was the worst. This was the worst signings the Ravens have ever did. The worst signing.
The following offseason. Sherman, Chancellor, and Thomas finished with 81 regular season starts together, which was tied for the most by a trio on one team since Kansas City's secondary trio started 82 games together from 84 to 91. Seattle's trio combined for 14 Pro Bowls and 6 first-team All-Pro selections during their 2011 to 2017 run together. During that stretch, they anchored a defense that led the NFL in scoring defense for 4 straight seasons, something never accomplished in the Super Bowl era. The LOB played integral roles in Seattle achieving 6 consecutive winning seasons, winning 3 NFC West titles, making back-to-back Super Bowl appearances, and winning the franchise's lone Super Bowl championship. You can argue all you want about their personalities, but there's no debating the Legion of Boom's excellence on the field. From the bone-crushing hits to the iconic sound bites to the individual and team accomplishments, the Legion of Boom will never be forgotten.
It is true, man. Hey, man, that was the video, the Rise and Fall Legion Boom, man. If y'all fuck with that video, like, subscribe, and share, man. Comment down below, man. And I'll see y'all into the next one.